information as we are getting set to get underway here. There was a change in the schedule late yesterday, which is why we are with the Pistons and the Pacers. Utah in the Dallas game. It took a while for the offense to get things going. Both teams here attacking early.
Almost a quarter before we saw the ball go through the basket in the play.
Attacking. Does he get the bounce on that? He'll try from long range. Gets that to fall. But it would have been tough to crack that rotation anyways.
And that's a great point, Megan, because a lot of times, and that's a really nice pass there by Nembhard.
They're in. Very patient down low. Nesmith on the attack, goes to Nembhard. Taylor off the window, too strong, gets his own though. Jackson inside. As Taylor gets that to go, and he will try and complete the three-point.
Trying to prove that you can play, and a lot of times that can work against you if it doesn't show effectiveness or efficiency.
As Buddy Boeheim gets that to fall. Taylor sees an opening. Attacks, gets something to fall. I love the patience, that hesitation to open that wide open.
At the very least, it would have afforded him the opportunity to participate in that Kevin Durant trade, and that's one reason why you sign a guy. Even if it may not be the best fit, he could become a piece of the puzzle. They could have that blow up in their face. There's got to be a lot of frustration and disappointment if you're a Phoenix Suns fan.
Strong finish on the other end from Mathurin. Keyword is for someone, because who will it be? That is the question, but could you imagine if he ended up on this Pacers team as Benedict Mathurin, showing his range in this one?
You can see it here. Like, you notice how they're not allowing any scoring passes. They're not allowing the passing to create opportunities, and that's hard to win when you have to score in that manner. It's a heck of a finish there. You're not going to win a lot of games if all your baskets have to be created that way.
Offensive rebound, Pacers. Third attempt doesn't go for Brown, and Bernard comes up with it for the Pistons.
They're playing like they've been together for a long time, and we know that's not the case, so that's a credit to their coaching staff.
Washington with the step-back three doesn't.
The board that aren't earned. What you typically get when mistakes or fouls or things like that are made is the opportunity to get points. And so that's a nice triple there. You watching as a coach or a fan or a dad, because I've gone through that, and it can be a little uncomfortable at times as a dad, so he's probably easier as a coach. One thing that we know they can do is shoot the basketball. They can play, and there's always a place in this game for shooters. Oh, how about that move by Charlie Moore? For him to make that, he's been able to watch him in practice a lot and had him in their system and as a fan of his. I tell you what, he and Nesmith, those are two guys that I expect to see play a lot next season for the Pacers. For him to make that, he's been able to watch him in practice a lot and had him in their system and as a fan of his. I tell you what, he and Nesmith, those are two guys that I expect to see play a lot next season for the Pacers.
Key trying to get it in. Here's Boeheim. And a good defensive set.
We're made of, which is, toughness, grit, defense, all those things we're trying to, still keep in our identity, but, we want to play fast. We want to be excited. Making the extra pass, things like that, I think that'll really help our team out.
Now, I'm going to throw a comparison out there for you, and this person, he's probably going to text compliment.
Yeah, I try to get my jumper a little better. He can shoot it, though, a little.
Man, stop it. No, Grant could shoot. He could shoot it. No. Grant's my dude. I love Grant. Have the ball as well, and I think you'll learn how to. And the other thing I loved about what he says, I want to work on cutting down my turnovers, because it's when you're a guy that's a high usage player, they're going to compete for the play-in. I really believe that. Charlotte, another team, that new coach, they bring in Steve Clifford.
Indiana as well, too.
Yeah. No. It's a yes/no answer now. Just let me get the answer to that question.
Got a point there.
Okay.
No, they did not.
Let's move on. Let's not, because Jalen, my dude. Jalen went, so my backcourt mate Anderson Hunt. Jalen went, so my backcourt mate Anderson Hunt is went to Southwest High School as well. Mm-hmm. And that's where Jalen, they have tremendous history. Had a couple nice blocks here in this game. Oh, speaking of block. little old block party we having out here right now. You to get into an offensive flow, and that's an example of it right there.
Jackson on the move. That's a hammer.
Gracious. We needed to blow it up. And not only, a lot of times when teams blow it up, they have to blow it up again. Because it's really hard to do. Everybody's getting better, which is, I think, healthy for our league.
No doubt. Gabe York into the game, knocked down that three for Indiana. And coming right back the other way, Braxton Key for Detroit.
The way they got after it defensively, their physical group, if they can continue to improve offensively, I think they're going to have a chance. They're going to be good enough defensively. Some of the most impressive plays and momentum-changing plays happen in the open floor. And so now not having those eliminated potentially, I think bodes well into the Summer League. And it's just always great to have a chance to kind of catch up and hear about what Jerry's doing. Great things with Vanderbilt. Not an easy place to win. What's going on, Mr. Stackhouse?
In control. How's it going, Coach? How you doing?
Good. And Stack for coming on and helping us with the stories, because it was a little bit challenging for Detroit. But I tell you what, maybe they got, like you said, they got motivated and fired up seeing. They got motivated and fired up seeing a lot of their former legends come over here and talk glowingly about them, because they do have a really bright future, a lot of good young talent. The Pacers, they're not going to be happy. Yeah, their starters aren't out there, but again, it's not about who's out there, it's about how you're playing or competing. This group here in the fourth hasn't had the same energy level, not about talent, just activity and fight. You want to see that, and hasn't been quite as good for the Pacers here in the fourth.
98-85, under a minute to go here in the fourth. Brooks. Brown, as he connects from the third quarter.
They could have used some of that offensive explosion through the first three.
McGusty gets that to fall. That was impressive going through contact.
Years and the battles that they've had, regular season and postseason, and so it will continue next season.